Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Good morning to you. We're getting ready for this Knicks game, ladies and gentlemen. In about an hour, the Knicks will be taking on the Orlando Magic, and they're going to try to extend, I guess, I don't know if you can call it a winning streak, but they're going to try to win 2 in a row over the Orlando Magic. And it's not going to be an easy task because the Magic, they've lost 5 in a row, and, they're going to be desperate coming in looking for a win. And, they're looking at the Knicks saying this is a team that we can get a win on, ladies and gentlemen. So it's not going to be easy for the Knicks to pull this one out today, this afternoon. But they're going to work on it. I feel like they can get it done. I feel like the Knicks can win 2 in a row going into this West Coast trip. It'll be important because they're going on a West Coast trip after this game. They'll be out in the West Coast for about 5 games, ladies and gentlemen. So, hey, let's go ahead and let's talk about it. Knicks versus Orlando today, 12 p.m. Some of you guys are at work. Some of you guys are still at home. Some of you haven't even woken up yet. But let's go. Let's get to it. You see who we got in the chat? Josh. We got Divine, Prince. We got Chop. We got Stephanie. And yeah, let's go ahead and break this thing down, man. Good morning, guys. How you guys feeling? Divine, what's up with you, man?
Good, man. Excited, ready to roll. Salute to the chat, the panel, MBK. Y'all hit the thumbs up and all that good stuff. Salute to you, Sim, for hosting all the time, doing the good work. But I'm excited, man. I think we're going to get this W. I think that, I was listening to some of the post-game stuff from yesterday. RJ, talking about they got back to their defensive ways, and that was a defensive clinic despite them having a matinee on the Boston and on the negative side. But our defense came and played big time last night. So, yesterday, I hope we can follow up today. I think we're going to eat that win out, too, if that defense come and play like they did yesterday.
Yeah. Josh, good morning, man. How you feeling?
Morning to everyone. Morning to the chat. Morning to MBK fam. Morning to the panel. I'm feeling good. I think the Knicks definitely can pull out a win today. I was very impressed with Emmanuel Quickley yesterday. And hopefully he gives us that same spark off the bench like he did yesterday. So I'm just excited, and I think today is going to be really good for us.
Yeah, nice matchup between rookies, right? Emmanuel Quickley, Cole Anthony. Yep. It's going to be an exciting matchup right there. Steph? Got yourself muted.
All right. Good morning to Sim, the chat, the panel. I'm excited about today. This is the one that I thought we would get, so let's see how it goes. I'm looking forward to see how, if Barrett is able to continue playing efficient. I'm looking forward to the defensive rotations. I'm looking forward to Quickley. He may be up and down, but I like what he brings, so I'm looking forward to that today. And then I'm looking forward to seeing Cole and see if we're going to have any regrets. Though it's hard to tell over one game, though, but I'd like to see him.
Yeah. Cole Anthony. Listen, before the draft, I was quoted as saying his career is going to be like a DJ Augustine, type of career, where he, a sometimes starter, go to the bench, then a sometimes starter go to the bench. DJ Augustine's had a decent career. He's had a few seasons where he's averaged double digits, and he was a starter for a while and stuff like that. But then, after a while, I started thinking, and I was like, if he goes to another team, he's probably gonna explode into an all-star. But if he comes to the Knicks, it'll be a bum out for the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? It just happens like that for the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? It happens that way. Nonetheless, I hope Cole Anthony has a great career. You know what I mean? Prince, good morning, man. How you feeling?
Man, salute to the chat, man. Thank y'all for waking me up this morning, man. You know what I'm saying? Glad to be out on the panel with the fam this morning. Woke up in great spirits, especially after last night. So again, man, I know we're going to dive into this game here soon, but hey, man, glad to be back. You know what I'm saying? Pound that like button, subscribe, family out there. And let's have a great show, Sam. Let's do it.
Yeah, no doubt. Chop, you there? Chop might be at work. I don't know. He might be at work. I'm going to tell you the one thing I'm looking forward to today I want to see Obi Toppin. Yesterday was the first game where we really got a chance to see Obi really get into it and perform like that number one, that number 8 draft pick, with some of our expectations. He hit a couple of threes. I think he was 2 for 4 maybe from the 3-point line. I know he made 2. I don't know if he was 2 for 3 or 2 for 4. I don't think he was 2 for 2. 2 for 3. So, it was nice to see that.
2 for 3.
It was nice to see that 3-point shot go down. It was nice to see him and Quickley hook up, connect on a couple of baskets, especially that, screen and roll where, he had the tomahawk down the lane off of the screen and roll. I'm really excited to see more of that. You know what I mean? And so I'm hoping that we get to see Obi Toppin continue, to put up 10, 12, 15 points, 17, 18 points per game. Right now, as far as our rookies, all the talk has been about Emmanuel Quickley. And I'm not saying Obi Toppin is jealous or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But, he's our number 8 pick, and we want to see what Obi Toppin's going to be able to give us. And I'm glad he's back. He's healthy. He got some good minutes yesterday. He should get more good minutes today. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited for that. What are your expectations from Obi now that he's really, really here? So here's the thing. We got to see a little bit of him in training camp. We got to see him for one game. What are your expectations, Devon, of Obi? And now that we have the rise of Quickley, because Obi's the kind of power forward that needs a point guard with him, right? He's not going to be creating his own shot, at least not right now in his career. He's got to develop a post game, work on his footwork, develop a pull-up, all kinds of things he's got to work on. But what do you expect from him from what we've seen so far? I'm going to come around the panel.
Yeah, I think, like I was saying the other day, I think he's going to be a problem in the NBA. His athleticism is on the chart. But I do like the way he pound the ball on the baseline. He spin, make that baseline move. He did it a couple of times. One of them was a nice reverse, but he missed it. I don't know if he got fouled or something. But his passing, his overall game, man, he's good. I mean, that's why he was the player of the year for a reason. I just think that because, like I said, when he got injured, he sat down on the bench. I'm sorry. I had enough time to analyze the game and to see what's going on out there. I think he's going to get more comfortable as the game go on. This is his first full NBA game, 12 minutes, right. 12 points. You can't be mad at that for 12 minutes, 12 points. I mean, but I like his game, and I always thought Obi was going to be good. I'm glad we drafted him, and I think we got 2 of the best steals in the draft for him and Quickley, to be honest with you. And if he just can get his minutes back up Julius, and I think he's going to be a problem. He's just an athletic, strong, built dude who know how to play the game, man, and I'm excited about him.
Yeah, Josh.
I definitely agree with what Devon said, and even Obi Toppin said it. He said that sitting on the bench and being able to watch was a good thing for him because it gave him an opportunity to sit back and really kind of figure out the game. So to all those out there who say, "Oh, we need to go play all these guys and play them 48 minutes," salute to Cornerstone. Sometimes it is good to sit on the bench and to be able to take a step back and watch the game from the sideline. So definitely, I love Obi Toppin. Yesterday he had a really good game, and I'm expecting him to build on that foundation and continue to progress and move forward.
Yeah, and especially when you're a rookie coming into the league, and obviously not all rookies have to sit, but it's good to get a chance to see from the sideline the speed of the game. And not when you're watching as a fan, right? You could be a rookie and watch as a fan. As a fan, it may not really digest the speed of the game. But now all of a sudden, when you've got to be out there, right? And you get to watch a couple of whole games while you're sitting on the sideline, and you can hear the coach in the huddle, and you can hear other players talking about, different strategies that they have to use on the floor. You can really look and process the speed of the game and understand what it is that you have to do on the floor. Because I'm going to tell you, and I don't think a lot of people really understand it, but when you get ready to play a game and you look on the floor and you see the speed of it. You know, you see how long guys are. You see the strength guys play with. You automatically assess, damn, can I go out there and compete with these dudes? Right? You automatically assess it. And your assessment is either going to be, yep, I'm not worried at all, or you're going to be like, I'm a little bit nervous. Let me see what I can do. You know what I'm saying? And that's where a lot of rookies, that's where some rookies just get broken right off top. Right from the beginning, they see it and they're like, oh, whoa, I didn't know it was going to be like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if I can compete. Let me see. And, you know, that's when you see some rookies get off to a shaky career because, you know, that can intimidate you. You know what I'm saying? You know, the same way with a young kid going and playing at the playground with some older guys. You know, you got to assess yourself. So, you know, being able to sit on the sideline and watch the game, feel the flow of it, I think it definitely helps. Stephanie, what do you think, man? What do you expect from Obi?
More of what I saw yesterday. He looked more comfortable. He played in the flow of the offense. There was a few times where he had a smaller person on him in the post, and one time he dribbled out to take the three. Another time he passed out of it. When he has someone smaller on him in the post, I would like to see him take a good shot. His upside is great. Looks like he's going to have an all-around game, inside, outside. He can handle the ball. He could pass out the post. He could pass from the wing. It's just a matter of him getting comfortable, learning the sets, improving on his defense, which all rookies have to do anyway. A little more rebounding. So as time goes on, including this game, I expect him to be more and more comfortable. He looked good yesterday.
Yeah, he did. Prince?
I'm definitely with Aiden on the side of taking time and letting the boy truly develop. I don't think, like you said, with Julius's play, we don't really need him to say like throw him into a starting position or anything crazy like that, like we were screaming in the beginning of the season. But seeing him come back and be confident, knock down a couple shots, I believe, like you said, Sim, his confidence level has risen because, again, I'm pretty sure he's, putting up the reps in practice. Like he was saying, he's been working. He just hasn't had a chance to really get out there and run with the guys. So seeing him get a chance to get out there, get his feet wet, we definitely see that Obi can play. Now, again, like you said, how he fits and how Tom Thibodeau incorporates him into, the fold. I guess we'll see how it all really truly works out going forward. But again, he looked great. Look forward to seeing him play good today and to continue to give Julius some minutes, spell Julius some minutes. Because again, we all know if Julius is, at 100%, we can get the best out of him every play. And with Obi coming back, that extra 12, 15, 16, 17, 20 minutes that he gets will definitely help Julius. Even when Mitch is hurting too. So definitely look forward to seeing big fella keep working hard and keep growing and just see where his where his skill set truly ends up at.
Yeah, without a doubt. Looking at the Knicks injury report today, Mitchell Robinson is questionable with a sore knee. Alec Burks continues to be out with a sprained left ankle. Frank Ntilikina continues to be out. Or actually, Alec Burks is doubtful, which means he's probably not going to play. And Frank Ntilikina continues to be out with a sprained right knee. Now, the Knicks did announce that Mitchell Robinson will play, and he is going to start at center. But the fact that he was questionable and that they've got to announce that, he's going to play and he will start, just let you know that he's aching and he's bruising a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if he played less minutes today, just due to the fact that he's aching and bruising. I think, his knee is hampering him a little bit. I think he, maybe, either suffered a little bit of a hip pointer or he fell on his shoulder funny yesterday. So, we talked about it last night or yesterday afternoon that maybe Mitchell Robinson will sit for a little bit, get some time to rest, heal up or something. He's going to play, but I wouldn't be surprised if he got, a few less minutes today. And the fact that Obi is back, you can do a little bit more of having Julius play center and Obi play that power forward, playing them two guys together, while still having Knox on the floor too if you want more length, because Julius is kind of small at the center spot, right? So I think you might see a little bit more of that lineup today, given that Mitchell Robinson is a little bit banged up. All right.
Or Knox at the 4 as well. You can also do that.
You could also do that. Knox at the 4, and Julius at the 5. I doubt you're going to see Knox at the 4 and Obi at the 5. I don't think you'll see that right now because just defensively, it's probably not smart to do that between, with those two guys. But yes, you can see Knox at the 4 and Julius at the 5. And of course, we got Nerlens Noel. You know what I'm saying? But just to give, just to mix up the lineups, you could see some of that today. How do you guys feel about that? We've seen it in preseason just a little bit, the Obi and Julius pairing on the floor. Divine, I'll start with you.
I like it. I mean, we had, like you said, we had taken a significant little step back defensively. But I think it's helping if you have Bullock in there at the 3, maybe that'll help too because he's a defensive ball player. But I'd love to see that, man, because Obi can pound the ball off the dribble so that Julius can have that lane by itself in the paint, rather. He get in the paint by itself without worry about Mitch on that side or whoever. Obi can swing out because he can shoot the 3 a little bit and he can dribble his way to the paint. So I like to see that, man. I think it'll be pretty explosive. And then especially if you got Quickley in there with him and Knox in there, I mean, you just got some shooters in there and you got some runners in there. That's a time where they could do that fast-paced thing, man. I would love to see that, be honest with you.
Yeah. Josh, how you feel about that lineup?
I've always been a fan of that lineup, always. Even in the preseason, I brought it up, and they were like, well, that's going to be terrible defensively. But I'm like, I think, and sometimes Randall had to play that 5 during the season when we had injuries in the front court. So I love it. I think it gives us a chance to run down the floor a little bit more. Julius can bring the ball up as a 5, and it just creates a lot of mismatches on the offensive end. I think defensively it's a liability a little bit, but I definitely love to see that. I definitely love to see that lineup with Randall and Obi out there, 5 and 4.
Yeah, and that's definitely a good lineup to go small with when you want to try to force that center to have to come out on the perimeter, right? Because there has no choice but to guard either Obi or Randall. So you force them guys to come out a little bit on the perimeter. You can open up the lanes for Barrett, for Quickley, Peyton, Rivers, for those guys to penetrate and get to the basket. Prince, what do you think?
Ain't no reason to beat a dead horse, honestly. That's pretty spot on from Divine and Josh there, because again, both of them put extreme pressure on the defense when they're in the game, especially in the small ball lineups. It's going to be really hard to kind of keep Julius from doing what he wants to do. Because again, if you're not over 6'10", you in trouble. It's barbecue chicken for Julius. So with that being said, outside of just that defensive liability, if Tibbs and crew can find a way to mask their inefficiencies on the defensive end, and with like Divine said, with the Bullock or with Frank when he gets back, somebody who's more defensive minded. If you put two or three other defensive guys out there with them guys, that could be a very dangerous lineup to kind of put like I said, extreme pressure on the defense. So again, I'm all about that lineup. The one thing that I would like to see more from them is just they get a little bit more consistent and gel, but that's all with Obi getting the reps with that unit. So again, it'll grow more.
Yeah. And I seen somebody ask a question in the chat. Oh, sorry about that, Steph. Cross Signal asked about Taj, right? With Mitch being a little bit banged up, will we see Taj any? And, I don't know. I don't know if it's just they have him as an insurance policy and, they're going to use him only if somebody really goes down, or if there's COVID-19 protocols, or if they just don't feel he's ready because there's not much practice time. So, we'll see with Taj. But My bad, Steph. Go ahead.
About the lineup with Randall and Obi, we have the edge offensively if we use it. If Randall is going to come down and try to post up, that's not a good use of it. What I'm noticing lately is Randall is handling the ball less. Some of the guards are bringing the ball up more. So if we're going to take advantage of that lineup, I would like to see Randall bring the ball up more so that their center would have to play him out, either coming up the court where he can blow past him, or he'll run back into the lane and then Randall can then either pass or shoot. So we have to take advantage of it. What I'm noticing is that even when we have the opportunity to run, we're just walking it up.
Yeah.
So we have to take advantage of that lineup. And also, if we do it, I think that we have to double team. I don't think we can just leave Randall down there one-on-one, either on the pass, either on the catch or on the dribble. We have to send somebody, even if they don't come all the way, if they just dig and recover. But I don't like just leaving him down there one-on-one on their center.
Yeah, Vucevic. Yep, I definitely agree with that. Because Randall is, he's strong, but he's still only 6'8". You know what I mean? So when you're playing against a 7-footer, that 4-inch difference is a lot. 2 inches is a lot. So that 4-inch difference is a lot. Mm-hmm. And you definitely don't want to get Randall in foul trouble. You don't want to make it easy for someone to just shoot over top of him. And I have noticed as well that he's doing a little bit less like that handoff, just a whole bunch of those handoffs, and then find Randall in the post to try to get it out to someone. A little bit less of that, a little bit more the guards handling the basketball, which is a good thing, right? Because you don't want to have that's the only thing that you can go to, you know what I mean, and you become super predictable, which the Knicks are, they were predictable, you know what I'm saying, especially over that 5-game stretch where we went 0-5. They were very predictable, and people knew exactly what we were going to do. So you are starting to see some variations in the offense, and then especially with being able to have Obi back and Quickley and Knox and those guys in that smaller lineup. Now you can see even more variations in the offense and different matchups, different lineups that Tom Thibodeau can play with and put out there on the floor. Looking at the numbers between the two teams, right? Of course, the Knicks have continued, to be a low-scoring team in the NBA until, we really become efficient, really start to move the ball a little bit quicker. And I don't mean just running, but even in the half-court set, just using a little bit more pace. Until we start to do that, we'll be a low-scoring team. But Orlando, they're not a particularly, they're not running the score. They average 106 points per game. Both teams average about 46 rebounds, some about 21, 22 assists. I mean, they have a lot of the same numbers, 7 steals a game, both teams. The Knicks average 5 blocks, while Orlando averages 3. Orlando's about 12.6 turnovers. The Knicks at 14.4. The Knicks shoot a little bit better from the field at 45.1%. Orlando was 43.6. The Knicks are shooting 35.4% from the three-point line, while Orlando is shooting 31.8%. Orlando's shooting 79% from the free throw line. The Knicks at 75%. So they have similar type numbers. Points in the paint. The Knicks lead the points in the paint, 47-45. Second chance points are about even. Orlando with 14. The Knicks with 12.5 in the fast break points. This team is not getting out and running. They average 9. The Knicks average 6.7. Now you can look at the leaders on the team. For the most part, each one of these guys are led with 2 players. Well, are led by 1 player. Vucevic averages 22.8, Randall 22.9. Vucevic leads the team in rebounding at 10.8, Randall the Knicks at 10.6, and Vucevic leads the Magic in assists at 3.8.
Wow.
That is surprising to me. right? He leads the Magic in assists at 3.8, while Randall leads the Knicks at 6.5. Aaron Gordon, and they're not a shot blocking team, right? So the Knicks should be able to have their way at the rim, right? Hopefully, Mitchell Robinson is healthy. And Mo Bamba is out. Yeah. Exactly. The Knicks should be able to have. Aaron Gordon averages a half a block a game, and he leads the team and block shots.
Wow.
Half a block a game, and he leads the team in block shots. Mitchell Robinson averages 1.8 blocks per game, and he leads the New York Knicks. That's almost amazing to me that Aaron Gordon averages a half a block a game, and he leads the team in block shots. Let's hope that the Knicks are able to dominate down low, even though they have Vucevic. Even though they have Vucevic, I'm hoping that the Knicks are able to, really dominate down low, in the paint, get some things going to the basket. Let RJ penetrate. They don't have shot blockers. They don't have Aaron Gordon's a high jumper, but he'll be out on the perimeter. You know what I mean? Let RJ get into the lane.
Sim, do you know if they still have Jonathan Isaac, or is he still hurt? Like, is he still?
He's still hurt.
Okay, yeah, because he would be a really good defender for them, but they don't have him either.
Right. Right. So the Knicks, if they can get into the paint, put some pressure on them, make sure that the ball is touching the paint. They don't have shot blockers in there. Let's get it inside. Let's run that pick and roll with Quickley and Obi. Get the ball inside. See if we can, get some high flying dunks, energize the team. We should be able to do that and take advantage of that weakness of the Orlando Magic. It's still just, I've never seen a team with their leading shot blocker be a half a block per game. That's crazy to me. That's just wild. Looking at
that's crazy.
Injury report for Orlando. You got Mo Bamba, who is out. COVID-19 protocol. Michael Carter-Williams is out with a foot. Evan Fournier is out with a back. Of course, we know Markelle Fultz is out, right? And I'm not sure about Jonathan Isaac. I don't see it here on this report. So let me.
He's out for the season.
Oh, he's out for the season.
Yeah, he had a devastating injury.
That's right.
For the season. Yeah.
That's right. He's out for the season. So, they're definitely down players. We should be able to take advantage of it. Should be able to take advantage of that. Now, how are we going to deal with Vucevic, especially with Mitchell Robinson being hobbled? What are we going to do with Vucevic? That's going to be a tough matchup for Mitchell Robinson, especially being hobbled and hurt. Divine, I'm going to start with you. How should we deal with Vucevic?
On the defense, I would just put Randall on him. Because he is a stretch. He's a stretch five. I mean, that cat can go out to the 3-point line and give it to you. So, being that Randall is pretty mobile and Mitch is not right now, I'll throw Randall on him. And not only that, Randall will eat him up on the offense side. Randall will give it to that boy because he don't play. His defense is way suspect. So, I mean, he is what he is. But I would try to put Randall on him just because of Randall's mobility. And depending on how Mitch is moving, if he's not moving good, I definitely put Randall on him, and they just go at him mano a mano, may the best man win. You know what I mean? And but with our defense minded club, I think we'd be able to double team him here and there, depending on where he at. Sink down and double team him. And but if Mitch can go and he's mobile enough, then you throw Mitch on him. But I wouldn't mind putting Randall on him just because if he give it to Randall gonna give it to him, and if that's what it's gonna be, that's what it's gonna be. They just have to go at each other and see if may the best man win. But I think we just have to, double team them when we need to. Because like you say, the way they playing right now, losing 5 in a row don't have not too many players, especially Fournier, because he's that stretch 3 who can shoot that ball real good from deep. So he's not there. So I think we just need to go at him because he's their best player. Everybody else is suspect. I make it hard for him. That's what Tibbs usually do with the best player. They try to make it hard for the best other team's best player. So we just got to go hard at him and double team him and throw everything at him and see what he can do.
Yeah. I'm hoping that Mitch doesn't, or whoever's guarding him. The Knicks have a habit of having the big man help out on the guard, and then it's hard to get back to the shooter, right? Vucevic shoots 42% from the 3-point line. We can't leave him open from out there, or he's gonna kill us. Mitch has he does it. He'll help out, or he'll sink in very deep, and then his man is open from the 3-point line. We've seen it happen multiple times this season when Mitch is guarding a center who could shoot from deep. So if I'm Tom Thibodeau, I'm telling Mitch, you know what? Just show a little bit, but I want you to get back to your man. I'm either telling him to do that, or we're gonna have the opposite defender, the defender that's on the opposite side of the ball or on the weak side, help. Right? So let's say there's a screen and roll at the top of the key, and Vucevic pops at the top of the key. Let's say the action is going to the right. Vucevic pops to the top of the key, right? I'm going to have the defender that's on the left side of the floor guarding the wing help out on Vucevic until Mitchell Robinson can recover. We haven't really seen that happening. I think that's a strategy that they can use, especially if they're afraid that, Cole Anthony or whoever the guard is going to be able to penetrate off of that screen. And you still want the big man to help out, then you got to have that weak side defender helping the helper. You know what I mean? And, that's got to be something that's consistent, so that we don't leave that 3-point shooter and make them have to make a few passes. We may have to scramble on defense. You know what I'm saying? But that's what you got to do anyway. But we got to find a way to cover that and not let Vucevic, just start knocking down threes. He's shooting 6 attempts a game, and he's making about 3 of them. 2 points. He's shooting 6.3 attempts, and he's making 2.7 of those attempts. So we got to make sure he doesn't light it up from 3 on us today. Josh, how would you cover him?
Same like Devine said. Put Randall on him. They are weak in the front court. Outside of him, they're very weak in the front court, especially without Bamba being there. So if we can get Vucevic into some foul trouble, they don't have anybody else to really come in there. And he's their best player. He's their best player, all around category. So I would definitely put Randall on him. I would have Randall bang bodies with him, and then basically they can cancel each other out. And then the Knicks can use their improved guard play to possibly win the game. Make it a guard matchup instead of the banging of the bigs, so to speak.
The only thing is, I don't think that the Magic are going to put Vucevic on Randall. I think they'll probably put him on Mitchell Robinson. Because they know, Mitchell Robinson, the biggest threat that Mitchell Robinson has is that, running to the rim. He's not going to pull it up. He's not going to he's not going to go off the dribble. He's not going to post you up. So this way, Vucevic doesn't have to, he doesn't have to chase anybody around. The way to get him to do that is to go small with an Obi and a Randall. You know what I'm saying? Evergreen, what's going on, man? Thank you for joining us this morning.
What's going
on? How would you guard Vucevic?
So I just want to clarify. You said that Vucevic leads the team with 3 assists a game. Is that what you said?
Yes, 3.8 assists per game. He leads the team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
And they're also at the bottom when it comes to fast break points, right?
Yeah. Well, they average more fast break points than us, but they're like 9 fast break points a game. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm running a box and one defense, a box and one zone, right? And the guy who's running a one on that box and one zone defense is going to be doubling on Vucevic all the time for the most part. But my intent is to shut down wherever the ball movement goes, because this is clear and evident that this team is a half-court team. They're not making fast break points, and they don't assist the ball. That means that they're a half-court isolation team, and isolation ball players need to get doubled. And I think you run a box and one defense, and whoever's running a one is doubling everybody. That's easy. Now it's going to get gas, so we might have to run through point guards in order to make that happen, or run through whoever we have playing that one zone. But I feel like that's easy. Now, with that being said, it's the same exact threat that we deal with Giannis, almost like let Giannis cook and try to shut down everybody else. Like, you're not really going to stop Vucevic. On top of that, Mitchell Robinson's kind of like in and out hurt, I guess, because of that big play that he had where he fell off of that block, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, not to all of our centers should be playing this game, right? Throw all the centers, and give them equal amount of playing time to try to stop Vucevic and make him work. I'm not putting Randall on him, but I'm definitely rotating through all of our centers, but running that box and one, man. That seems simple enough. I just don't want any of the other players to really cook. If you get Fournier cooking, you know what I mean? If you get
he's out.
Fournier's out.
Fournier's out. Okay. So and they still got Aaron Gordon, right?
Yep, Aaron Gordon's playing.
He's still playing? Yeah, that's a no-brainer, man. That's a zone box and one defense, and throw everything you got with that those point guards on the help defense, and then just keep subbing out our centers that you know what I mean, so they can get enough breather to deal with him. That's it.
Yeah,
That simple enough.
And we were talking about Randall on Vucevic. You really can only do that if you go small, and then I'm not even sure you can do it if you go small, because then who's going to guard? Someone brought it up in the chat too. It's a good point. Who's going to guard Aaron Gordon? I don't think you want Mitchell Robinson on Aaron Gordon. I think Aaron Gordon will take Mitchell Robinson to the bucket, all day long. You know what I mean? So, you probably, your best bet is going to have Mitchell Robinson guard Nikola Vucevic. Now, I'm not opposed to messing around with some zone. I don't think Tom Thibodeau would do it, but I'm not opposed with running some zone at these guys, man. Looking at the matchups really quick, you see Elfrid Payton and Cole Anthony matching off at the point guard spots. Reggie Bullock and Bacon matching off at that shooting guard or small forward spot, and RJ Barrett and Ennis matching up again at the shooting guard, small forward, the other wing player spot. You got Aaron Gordon and Julius Randle, the guy that Mark wanted to trade Julius Randle for Aaron Gordon in the offseason. And then you got Nikola Vucevic and Mitchell Robinson. Again, this is I thought yesterday, when we did the game preview, I thought that the Knicks matched up well with the Boston Celtics, and proved to be right. Just looking at who they had, I thought that they matched up well. I feel like they match up well with this team as well. You know what I mean? And that the Knicks should have. I don't know if you consider Randall and Vucevic kind of cancel each other out. As far as production on the floor. Then you got Aaron Gordon. Hopefully Barrett, can cancel out Aaron Gordon, and then it's gonna take, someone an X factor like a Quickley or a Cole Anthony, to swing the game one way or the other. You know what I mean? Hopefully I was about to say Cole Anthony. Hopefully Quickley and Obi, those two guys can swing the game, and then someone like Knox can step in, and give us some nice spurts, right? We have some guys that can step in and give us some spurts in Quickley and Obi and Knox. You know what I mean? Tony Crow, what's popping with you, man? How you feeling?
What's good, Sam? Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the panel. No Blackest Time. Like you said, I think they match up well. I am a little concerned about how you say the center's name, Vucevic.
Yeah,
he could, he could stretch that floor. And I don't know if Mitch is gonna play or not, but that might be a tough matchup for him.
Yeah, he's playing. Mitch is playing. Mitch is starting that center.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So yeah, that's gonna be tough. The way he stretches the floor. He's playing at, I believe, an all-star level as well as Randall. So they could cancel each other out, but let's hope Mitch continues to stay out of foul trouble.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we should get too far away from what we already do. Like, let's just see how Vucevic, am I saying it right? let's just see how he does and make adjustments. I don't want us to come out from the start overreacting to what we think is going to happen. I do think we need to have a game plan, of course, but not to just get too into our heads about him. If he gets his average 24, if he gets his average 25, even a little above, and we hold everybody down and we do what we need to do, I think we're going to be in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Same thing. You know, we do what we do. We'll be okay.
Right.
And you know, I think that's something that this team, you know, moving forward, will be able to do is make teams adjust to us because we have so many different styles of lineups that we can play. You know, we will start to force teams to say, hey, we got to go big, we got to go small, you know, we got to adjust to what the Knicks are doing. I think that we can as long as we come out and we do it on the defensive side of the floor. You know, yesterday we did. We came out, we played good defense. It helped a lot that Boston shot horribly. I mean, the Celtics literally shot 29% from the field. You know what I'm saying? 29% from the field and like 15% from three or something crazy like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that I'm not expecting Orlando to shoot that way today. You know, not at all. They're going to come out and shoot better. They're not a good shooting team, but I think they're going to come out and shoot better. You know, we got to continue, though, to play that hard-nosed defense. And I think what we did do yesterday very well is we won the 50-50 game. We won the 50-50 balls. You know what I'm saying? We were tracking down loose balls. You know, any ball that was laying out there, we were hustling to get it. And I think that's something that we've got to make a staple, you know, of what we do. Going out there, hustling to get the loose balls, you know, and making sure we win that battle. You know, so every game there's a battle inside the battle. There's a bunch of battles inside the battle, right? You got the rebounding battle. Who turns the ball over the most? Who gets the most steals? Who gets the most blocks? That 50-50 ball, that's one that you don't see kept, you know, in box scores and stuff like that. But that's an important one because those loose balls can change the game tremendously. You know what I'm saying? They really can. So I'm hoping that the Knicks come out again, win the 50-50 battle, get all the loose balls, get some steals, get out on the break a little bit more, you know, and we do those things. I think we can come away with a win and, you know, go into this West Coast trip feeling good about ourselves. You know, speaking of the West Coast trip, you know, we take a quick look at what's coming up this week. Of course, we're playing Orlando today. After today's game, we get a couple of days off so we can fly out west, right? And then on Thursday, we play the Golden State Warriors. On Friday, we play Sacramento. And the 24th, we play the Portland Trailblazers, right? Golden State and Sacramento are two games. We get this game today. Golden State and Sacramento are two games. You know, Golden State's not the same Golden State. I think they're 6-6 right now. Sacramento's not really playing particularly well. Two games that you could definitely get heading into that January 24th game with the Trailblazers, who are definitely playing well, right? Playing way better than they were at the beginning of the season last year. Mm-hmm. Right? So the Knicks could be putting themselves in a pretty good spot if they can get this win, feeling good going out on the West Coast. And that's what I'm looking forward. That's what I'm looking forward to these guys happening with these guys, man. Win today, go out on the West Coast. They should get a chance to get a little bit of practice time in. You know, you're gonna have a day of travel. You get to go. You get to Golden State. You know, maybe you do a walkthrough the night before or something, you know, that night. And then, you know, the next morning you do another shoot around or you have a practice. Then you got to shoot around before the game. So, you know, you should be able to, you know, get a little bit of time to work some people in and do some stuff like that. I do want to talk about Quickley and Cole Anthony. That's a matchup today. Quickley versus Cole Anthony, 2 rookie point guards. I don't know how much they're going to match up against each other because, Cole Anthony is starting since Markelle Fultz went down. Emmanuel Quickley is coming off the bench. But do you think, Devine, I'm going to start with you. Do you think Cole Anthony has a chip on his shoulder because the Knicks didn't even really look his way at all and is going to look to say, all right, I'm going to show these guys what's going on because, like, my dad played for your organization and you didn't even show interest in me? What do you think, Devine?
Yeah, I definitely think he's going to have a chip on his shoulder. Brooklyn kid, coming out one of the best high schools in New York, man. He's going to have a chip on his shoulder. But I think the problem tonight going to be Elfrid Payton going to kill that team today. He played for them. He got revenge on his mind. They ain't got no shot blockers. Elfrid Payton going to be the biggest Knick tonight. Before it's Quickley and Cole definitely got revenge, Sim. I know he's going to be feeling that, you know what I mean? And that's fine. I think Payton going to let him know that you still a rookie, young man. You know what I mean? I'm here. Elfrid Payton, like
play a little bit off the ball.
I got a chip on my shoulder. Yep. Yeah, so I think he's gonna do a thing, but I think Quickley gonna do a thing too. Let's say let the best man win, but right now, all my chips is on Quickley, basically. So, but he definitely gonna have a revenge game, man. But it's gonna be tough for him playing against the Knicks defense.
Yeah, it will. What do you think, Steph?
My money is on Quickley. I think he's a more efficient player. I think Cole may have this energy going for him in terms of wanting to prove the Knicks wrong, but that can go either way. He's already inefficient. So, I mean, he could become more efficient or it could explode on him, implode, and it could be worse. So Quickley is much more efficient than him. So my money is on Quickley. I think he's going to outplay Cole.
Yeah, I think he probably will too. Josh, what do you think?
I'm gonna go the other way with this one. I'm gonna go the other way. Cole Anthony is the real deal, and he has a chip on his shoulder. I think just not just against the Knicks for not drafting him, his daddy's team, but just falling so much in the draft. And because Cole Anthony was the talk of the draft prior to all these point guards that they were talking about. It was supposed to be Cole Anthony. He was the one that was supposed to be top point guard selected in the draft, along with LaMelo Ball, and he fell very a lot in the draft. So I think, not just against the Knicks, but Cole Anthony has a chip on his shoulder, and we've seen what Cole Anthony can do, if given the opportunity. And I think this starting job in Orlando is his to lose. I do expect Quickley to continue on what he's been doing, but I think Cole Anthony is just hungry, and he's going to show, especially at Madison Square Garden, he's going to show that he's the real deal. So I'm going to go with Cole Anthony in that matchup.
Okay. Cole Anthony, so far this season, he's averaging 10 points per game, 10.4 points per game. 4.2 rebounds, 3.5 assists. He shoots 33% from the field, about 20.5% from three. But that doesn't tell the entire story. He's a scorer. He's a guy that can score the basketball. You know what I'm saying? He can get hot and score the ball. So, and he's just getting into this starting role. We'll see if he can capitalize on it. He dropped down to 15. I mean, and here's the thing. There was probably a chance if the Knicks really wanted, I mean, they obviously didn't because they didn't even look his way. But if they wanted Cole Anthony, I'm pretty sure there's a way that they could have traded up from, where they were with that. They had already made a move to get what? The 25th pick or something like that. And then they traded back down to the 27th. They wanted to. I'm sure they could have made a move to get up to that 15th pick if they really did want to try to get Cole Anthony, bring in Obi and Cole, and they didn't. You know what I'm saying?
And Spike Lee was with him. Spike Lee was with his family in the draft room. Spike Lee was with him wearing all the Knicks gear with Greg Anthony and everybody.
Right.
And the Knicks basically passed up on him. So.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a chip there for the rest of his life, for the rest of the time that he's in the NBA. And if he becomes, if he explodes in the NBA, then, he might be a Knick nemesis for a while. You know what I'm saying? And until he becomes a free agent, then everyone's gonna say, "Oh, he's going to the Knicks." But you know how that goes every year. You know what I'm saying? You know, if he explodes, you can expect that about Cole Anthony for the entire time that he's in the NBA. If he explodes and has that kind of a career. Shout out to everybody that's on Sportscaster, Facebook, NBK Fam, Twitch. Appreciate you guys for joining me. Tony, what do you think?
I agree with Steph. I think I'm gonna go with Quickley. I think he may have a little bit of anxiety and try to do a little bit too much, which might work to his disadvantage. He's still coming into his own as far as learning the starting role, so that could be an advantage as well. I think long term he'll be fine, but I think tonight is still relatively a new situation for him, and I think he may try to just overperform and end up taking some ill-advised shots, which I think could help us.
Yeah, and you know what he does have going for him is that there's not going to be fans there, right? So he's not playing in front of his parents, you know, friends and family and all of that. You know, he can just go out there and ball. He doesn't have all of that around him. You know what I mean? Even though he's, you know, coming home. So, you know, and I do want to respond to someone in the chat. I don't know who this guy is. Some dude, he asks, are we afraid of Brooklyn? You know, we're not worried about Brooklyn. We're worried about what's going on in Manhattan.
Not in but Knicks.
Exactly.
Right.
Akuma Uzumaki. No, we're not worried about or scared of Brooklyn. There's your answer to that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Who's the coach for Orlando? Is it Clifford?
Yes,
Steve Clifford, right?
Steve Clifford.
Yeah.
Steve Clifford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He in that Thibodeau mode. So I don't think Cole going to be able to take the shots and do all of the things that he want to do. I think he's going to have to play within the offense.
Yeah. Yeah. Big shout out to Siobhan Robinson. He said, you know, funny enough, I would run a 2-3 zone on Orlando. And again, I don't mind running a zone against these guys. You know, then the last thing before we get out of here, I'm gonna come around to everyone. Are you guys interested in Kevin Porter Jr.? The Cavs are looking to move him. They're either looking to trade him or waive him. So, which means he's probably which means he'll probably get waived. If the league knows that the Cavs are, you know, might waive him, he'll probably get waived because no one's going to step up and trade anything for a guy that's going to get waived. Are you interested at all? Real quick, Devon, you interested in Kevin Porter Jr.?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, he got talent, and I think under a coach like Tibbs over there in Cleveland, their coaches wasn't even, you know, they wasn't stable. I think under Tibbs, he can't go through all the stuff he was going through. And he been working out with Melo all the summertime. Melo be giving him love. But the brother could ball. I'd do him and Dennis Smith Jr. in a heartbeat right now. Let Dennis Smith get a fresh start. Not because I don't like Dennis Smith. He just let him get a fresh start. Trade him for Dennis Smith if they willing. Let both of them get a fresh start. That's put him under Tibbs. He'd be fine because he could play. He definitely could play.
Yeah. Steph, you?
Yeah. I would definitely take a flyer on him. And I was thinking the same thing Devon was saying. Switch for DSJ. He needs a fresh start. He's not gonna be the player under Tibbs.
Yeah. Josh?
Wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt. I wouldn't trade anything for him. But you know, we can definitely use an extra body, a young body, 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
You know, and apparently he had an outburst in the Cavs locker room, you know, and he's been into some stuff. Some personal issues, you know what I mean? So I guess, you know, after that outburst, they're like, you know, we got to get this guy out of here. Prince, what about you?
Cursed out the coach.
Yeah, you know, as much as I would love him, I think everything is, you know what I'm saying, the proof is written on the wall. I don't think the Knicks will even try to go after a dude like this. Granted, he would be the perfect, you know, type of kid to come into our organization. He can make it. He can make his own shot. He can help guys around him make them better. We are hurting at the 2-guard position when it comes to just talent, pound for pound talent. But again, I think the things was coming, you know, the black cloud that's following him. I don't think the Knicks will want to have anything to do with it. We know New York, that's a place that is zero when it comes to gun policy. And I know that was one of the things that he got in trouble for. And then he put his hands on a female, snatched some girl's wig off in downtown Cleveland. So, those are the things where it's like, like Beasley was one thing. Like, okay, you got caught with some trees, where we know, cannabis is a little bit more acceptable in today's in the world. But putting your hands on women and, brandishing guns, that's a little different story, and you're on a different trajectory as far as, who you are and what you want to become in the NBA. So, I mean, granted, definitely great talent. He's going to be a gem for somebody else. It's going to be another organization like, oh, we'll change him around, you know what I'm saying? And he'll be great for them. But, sorry to hold up the mic. But, yeah, I would love Kevin Porter. But, again, I just don't think the Knicks will even budge to even, reach out to his representation unless we can get him for a steal. Unless it's some way that, they can tell Dolan, or I don't know who came up with this whole character thing for, these new Knicks. But I know that's been the regime. Oh, we want high character guys. So, again,
Right. Now, so what's going on with them? And I'll read this from Yahoo Sports. Porter, 20, has not played this season for personal reasons. He was involved in a one-car accident in November and charged with improperly handling firearms in a motor vehicle. Transported a loaded firearm in a motor vehicle accessible to the operator or any passenger without leaving the vehicle. Those charges were dismissed. Days later, 2 women filed a police report saying they were attacked by Porter in an incident unrelated to the car accident. And then now he got into, a fight with, whoever in the Cleveland Cavaliers locker room, and they were throwing food and stuff like that. Wow. Yeah, I mean, who knows? I always thought that with the coaching staff and the leadership that the Knicks put together, you had enough, had some room in the leadership to bring in chancy prospects. You know what I'm saying? But I do understand if you're like, we're not as solid as we want to be, to bring in those type of guys. I can understand that as well. All right. Well, listen, the game is about to start. So real quick, Tony, I'm going to start with you. Give me your prediction for today. Then I'm going to head off.
I'm hoping for a win, man. If we could build up that momentum from last game, it'd be great. I'm gonna go with a win tonight.
Okay. All right. Prince.
Let's get this W. Young guys propel us tonight. And we'll see. About 2:00, we'll all be cheering and chipper. So let's get this W by 10 tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. Josh.
110-85 New York. We blow them out.
That's what I like to hear. Steph?
Big win. Obi and IQ is going to have good games today. Big games today.
All right. And Devon?
I second Josh, man. We're going to have a blowout revenge game for Alpha Payton, triple-double.
All right. Hey,
25 points. 25-point triple-double.
To be honest, he's probably due for one of those games. They come around about every 6 or 7 games. You know what I'm saying? He has one of those games, right? So, he's probably due for one of those games. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check us out at the post game, so that's probably going to be around 2:30. You'll get the notification and enjoy the game. And remember, today is Friday, or the 15th was Dr. Martin Luther King's actual birthday. Today, it is celebrated for businesses and everything across the country. So, just keep that in the back of your mind on how you can serve your people and your community wherever you are. In honor of Dr. Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? So, and if you haven't had a chance to see the movie, just watch One Night in Miami. It's not about Dr. Martin Luther King, but it's still powerful. Watch that movie. Anyway, we're out of here, ladies and gentlemen. And say that again, Tony.
That movie was great. I appreciate you putting me on to that.
Yeah.
One Miami?
Yeah, One Night in Miami. It's about It's about Muhammad
One
Ali.
night in Miami. Okay.
Yeah, it's about Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, Sam Cooke, and what's his name? The night that they met in the hotel.
Jim Brown.
Jim Brown. The night that they met in a hotel. Where they actually did meet in a hotel. It is true that they met, but nobody knows what those conversations were about.
I like what the Knicks are doing. I like the culture change. But again, keep building from within.
Nobody knows, what those conversations were about in that movie or in real life. You know what I'm saying? So the story is someone imagining what the conversations that they were having in that movie. In that hotel room, in that conversation. It was a great movie. You know what I mean? About a real life meeting. A movie about a real life meeting, but they're kind of the story and what those conversations were about are imaginative, but it's powerful though. Powerful. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the game, and we'll see you later on. Peace.